Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Air Hauler with me, MUHerd37. So today's March 28th. I have not flown since March 2nd. It's been about 26 days. I can't remember why I didn't fly for a little bit, but I had some problems, which is one of the things. I've had problems with like a hard drive going bad, kept having to reinstall my operating system and all that. And then one day, when I would reinstall it, I would get, it would work for a few months. So I reinstalled it again, and then it lasted probably not even a week or so. So I got kind of ticked off. I was trying to reinstall and everything. Stopped posting, because I was trying to get everything fixed and everything. And I wanted to build a new computer and everything, never had the money. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, a friend of mine offered to buy my rail buggy, which I haven't driven that thing in years. It's like a sand rail, kind of dune buggy. We call them rail buggies around here, for the mud and climbing hills and stuff like that. So a couple weeks ago, I sold it to him, and took that money and basically built a new computer. Same case. I got a new motherboard, ASUS, Maximus VI Hero or something like that. Processor, I got the Core i7-4770K Haswell. Liquid cooling on that. Had liquid cooling before, but this is a little bit different. It's really seems to be doing really good. Got 8 gigs of RAM, which I had 8 before, but this is DDR3 or whatever. Got a new power supply. Got a new video card. I got the EVGA superclocked 760, I believe it's called. Really nice. Also got a couple solid-state hard drives, stuff like that. So I got everything installed, and the frame rate increase has been dramatic, and it's so smooth. I mean, everything's running so nice. I can take like stock planes, and I've got some massive scenery. So I've got scenery that I never even installed because the frame drop and stuff is just so ridiculous. It was just pointless to put on. So now I've got some of my scenery I'm going to start using. And it's going to change things for us because, let me go out here. A lot of the stuff that I was choosing, like to put like Daytona, I ended up going to some more dense places. I just got tired of doing stuff, but like Daytona, Wilmington even. Why Wilmington? It was because I wanted to be around Charlotte, but if it's too dense, it's going to screw everything up. So I put Wilmington because we used to go to the beach around there, and that was one of the closest places. So that's why I went with Wilmington and Daytona instead of like Miami, because Miami's going to be so dense it would screw up the frame rate. Now it's not a problem. I've got so much. I've got a scenery for Miami. So I'm thinking about deleting some of these bases and just moving, let's go to Miami. Close down Daytona. You don't even have to close down Daytona. It's just money. And I should show you the finances right here. Yeah, $99.2 million. I was shut down for a week or two because, with everything unplugged, system torn down. I even had a motherboard. The first motherboard from ASUS was dead. So it was done for a little while, so I couldn't really do a whole lot. But you can see that money. It's good. Wilmington, why not move over to Charlotte, I mean, Midland, that's okay. You could do Dallas, I guess. But, we're in San Fran. That's good. We can open up down here in L.A. I've got scenery for L.A. We're in Seattle. That's obviously a big one. But Chicago, I've got scenery specifically for Chicago. I've got scenery specifically for Detroit. We could open up bases there. We definitely have to do something over here. New York, I stayed really way from New York because I took a trip there once, and the frame rate just on stock scenery was basically unflyable. I have JFK, the JFK Airport scenery. I have Manhattan X, which is just bitchin' scenery, and I never used it because the frame rate would be so horrible. So I reinstalled JFK and Manhattan X scenery, and I was taking a stock bearing just to do like a little scenery flight. I mean, I was getting 30 frames a second. Sometimes it would go down to 25. But I mean, just incredible frame rates. I went on the Airbus and it went down to about 20 or so. But even that, it was smooth. I'm not sure why I was flying today in San Francisco and Seattle, and I wasn't quite getting the frame rate that I was getting a few days ago. I'm not sure why, but it should still be fine. And now I'm going to overclock my processor a little bit more. I'm running at 4.4 right now. I can't remember what stock is. At 3.9? I don't know, but I'll take it up a little bit. Maybe we can get it a little bit better then. But anyway, the computer's rebuilt. I mean, I've got so much scenery that I have, but I've just never used, never shown you guys because it was pointless. So I'm going to start installing that. We'll start moving bases. Or adding bases. You know, we don't have to close Daytona. It's just money. And like I said, we've got a ton of it. But also leave some comments. You know, I've got some subscribers now. Leave some comments. Tell me what you think. As for right now, I've got a trip already planned out for us. So now we can get on the flying. Seattle to Calgary. Left off in Seattle. And it's just a short flight. It should be good. Made a flight plan for it and can't even remember the name of the program now. Flight Sim Commander, Flight Commander, I can't remember. I'll put it in the description, put a link for it. So we can get to flying now. I'm really happy about this computer. It makes flying so much better. Do this myself. Alright, I've got everything written down. I need to check one thing. Make sure it's still going to ask me what time. I thought it shouldn't have changed, but I just want to make sure. Where is it? Ask user for time. Okay, so we're good. Like I said, we're going to fly this in our beautiful 747. I already got everything loaded, got the fuel and everything. So, yeah, it's fragile. Imagine that. So it's 6:22 out in Seattle. So it's 18:22. All right, cool. So we got a little bit of daylight, hopefully, although we're flying to the east. Alright, I will meet you in the cockpit. Alright, everybody. Had a... it's not going to let me show you. Just had a problem getting FSX started. When Air Hauler tried to start it, it wouldn't open all the way. So I manually had to open this thing up. That's why we're already on the runway. Get the lights on. It's been a while since I've flown. Gotta relearn all this stuff. As you can see, Air Hauler's killing the frame rate a little bit. Got a shimmer up there. I'm not sure why. FMC. We're at Seattle. And I've got it, so we can just enter this again. KSEA CYYC. Nice. Alright, we're taking off 16 right. Come on. Calgary, we're landing on runway 16. So we've got that. Alright, let's cruise it 40,000. 0 fuel weight, 10 in the reserves. Cost index is 75. Okay, 397 is our Max. Whoops. So we'll flight 397. 20 degrees of flaps. Trim 5.6. I'll get that in a second. Approach. Full flaps. There we go. Check out the legs. Move that up. Move this up. Alright, runway 16, 156. We have 7 miles to get down. Or speed I'm talking about. I'm going to lower that just a little bit to 210. Other than that, everything looks to be good. Put our altitude up to 39.7. I'm not sure what that shimmer is. I know there's something about talking about that. I'll have to look that up, how to reduce that. If I can reduce that even. It's always something, you know? Always something. Let's also go full screen. Flight director. LNAV and VNAV. Auto throttle's armed. Alright, 20 degrees of flaps. I think that's... Is that everything? Trim. And auto brakes. Trim was 5.6. Looks good to me. It's close. That's what counts. Just being close. Just waiting on the flats. I was gonna fly earlier this week. I had a problem with the sound. The motherboard, you know, when you connect, you got to be able to hook it up so that the other computer can hear it. Well, the device that's recording it, but then you got to be able to hear it as well. Obviously, you got to be able to hear it while you're flying. It's not that easy to have two streams coming out at once. It's two audio streams coming out at once. It's really odd. So I couldn't do it with the motherboard audio, so I wanted to put my old Sound Blaster back in. But it's a PCI card. And this new motherboard, you know, PCI, they don't use that anymore. They use PCIe and the Express. So I had to order an adapter, and that was going to make it too long to fit in the slot, so I had to get a cable so I could put the cable extension into this adapter and then hook the Sound Blaster up to that. So it's been a bit of a pain. Anyway, let's take off.
Knots. V1. Rotate. V2.
Really odd sound. Check out this view. Oh great, the sound cut out. Look at what else could go wrong. Let's try this. There we go. Darn the autopilot. Alright, check out Seattle. It wants to... Don't do it. I had to, I turned off the lights on FTX so we could get a little bit of better performance. Next time I'll leave them on, everyone can see it. Let's take a look outside. Get up in the clouds. Oh well, we'll see it later. Yeah, gonna be in the clouds. Oh well. Anyway, we're on our way. Let's, I'm gonna go ahead and speed this thing up. Be back in just a bit. Alright guys, I'm back. Slow it back. Cut off my mic there accidentally. Cut it back down to normal speed. We adjusted that flight plan, took that one of my waypoints out. It was looking unnecessary because it was taking us out and then coming back. So took that out. We're looking pretty good. 1926, quite 30 nautical miles out. Alright, just about at 10,000, so we'll turn these lights back on. Kind of don't like the dome light, kind of just leave it off, and it cuts out that shimmer. Also just kind of like it darker, you know? Just the gauges lit up and stuff, like that. Next waypoint going to be at 5,114 miles. Should be easy. It's weird. It's like you can hear that engine sound, like when they're at full rev. And sometimes after you slow it back down and stuff, I notice it's still here. Sometimes when you cut the plane off, you still hear it. Not sure why. Can speed it up just a little bit. It seems like we descend a lot better and more accurately when we're not sped up. That's why I like to cut it off early. Just helps out. The spoilers are armed. Go ahead and arm the auto brakes. See, 30 frames a second. I mean, we're in a desolate area, and that helps, but those lights seem to be eating up a lot of frames.
2,500.
Why are we that low? Shouldn't be that low. We're not 2,500 feet. So those main roads in the areas have lights, but not the FTX lights, which are pretty daggone sweet. Slow this back down to normal speed. Oh, so we have a... Oh, that is the runway. There's no turn. For a second, the runway's over here. No. Start arming flaps. It's supposed to be at 156 next. Cut off the auto throttles. I'll handle it. Alright, the localizer. It seems like almost felt like we're sped up. The approach. Alright. Those are all armed. Almost forgot to do that. Flaps out. gear down. It said FMC message, don't see anything. It doesn't say it anymore. Heck. Yes, I know. I know. I will do that. Thank you. We're landing at 156 anyway, not faster.
One thousand.
I don't know why that's still up there. Alright, full flaps now. We're about right where we want to be with our speed.
500.
All right, we got the rollout.
400.
So should land itself easily.
300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Get down. Is that snow on the runway? Shouldn't be. Got the reverse thrust.
Knots.
I think that voice sounds odd because I turned up the speed. Which way are we going here? That was to the left, but looks like to the right. Hell, I don't know. To the gates. Aw, crap. Looks like I reset the sound on it. So that's the whole problem here, man. When you reinstall, you know, you gotta get everything reset. Alright, so we need to... It is to the left. Feel all discombobulated. Haven't played in a while. Not everything's set up. Get that off my screen. Frickin'. What? This is just odd. I feel like, what the heck is this? What a wall? Feel all out of sorts, man. Hear that sound in the background like those engines. I don't know why it does that sometimes. Flying down the taxiway. Off into the grass because I'm not paying attention. And because I'm going way too fast. Oh, and also, I went to... when I sold my rail buggy, it was in a storage unit. I went through that storage unit, and I could not find my rudder pedals and yoke. So apparently, they were thrown away, which really sucks. It's like $300 just thrown away. I really, really wish I had those. It would make everything so much better. But nothing I can do now. Alright, I was a little worried that we were going to have a plane in the runway, or the taxiway, but I guess he's not in our way. I can't remember, I think this is the first time I've ever flown to Calgary. Can't really remember. I think it was not too long ago. I think it was the last airport base that we selected, I think. Not sure. So you've got like 30 frames a second here. Obviously it's a stock airport, but you know. Bad area. Not much room. So much smoother, man, than that old computer. Nothing wrong with it. I mean, it was great while it lasted. But FSX, man, you just take so much to run it nicely. Alright, stop it here. Cut off all our lights. And cut the engines. You can still hear that sound. Alright, let's go over to air hauler. Alright. Unload here. You've completed your jobs, alright. Oh, awesome. Come on now. I just had to move my company over again. Maybe that was why that did that. Check our finance. Because when I restarted, I noticed somebody else had completed a job too. So look at that, 102.6 million, over 100 mil. Awesome. Well, that's probably gonna be it for this episode. I'm trying to think. You know, I kind of do want to move to Miami. I won't do it this episode, but we should probably do that. Move to Miami. Could keep Daytona. I mean, where is Miami? Is this Miami? No, this is Miami, right? Yeah, this is Miami. I don't know. What is that? I want to do a... There's that famous airport. I can't remember where it is. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. St. Martin. That's where I want to fly one time. I've got scenery for it. We could move Wilmington over to Charlotte because that's probably pretty close. I don't need Wilmington anymore, you know? We could always keep it, but that's probably one we really, really don't need. Alright, everybody. Oh, by the way, you know, when we do New York, maybe we'll get some European flights. I bet if I make a base over in Europe, it'll probably give us one of those. That would be cool. That would be a big step up. I'm not even sure. Yeah, there we go. I've got a Heathrow scenery. I don't even. Where's London? Like right here, something like that. So anyway, we'll start doing that next episodes. That's it for this one, though. I will see you guys on the next flight.